This is the difference between the good and the great. The good talk about it, sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't. The great, however, execute. You have to execute. You just have to make one more shot than they make, one more run than they make. You just have to last one more quarter, get one more out, achieve one more down. It's all about execution. Just do one more push-up than the next man, sink one more free throw than he's willing to take. That's all it takes to be great. All you have to do is just a little bit more than the next person is willing to do. If you're willing to execute just that little bit more, you win on percentages. Look at Michael Jordan when he played. He made millions. His scoring average was around 29 points per game, while the next guy was at 27 or 28. What does that mean? Michael Jordan just made one more basket than the average player in the NBA. And that one more basket made him a millionaire. I'm telling you, if you're not where you want to be financially or in your personal life, it's not going to take 20 extra shots. For some of you, it's one more shot. For others, it's two more. You haven't given yourself enough credit to realize, I just need to get up a half hour earlier and my whole life will change. I just need to work 1 hour longer. I need to stop hitting that snooze button. Turn your damn TV off. Turn your phone off. They are such convenient escapes from the work. Convenient escapes from our obsessions. Can you get laser focused, obsessively, almost to the point of exclusivity for an extended period of time? I'm talking about a year, 2 years, 5 years, even a decade, dedicated to something you want so badly that you need it like oxygen. You want it like you want to eat, like you want to live. Are you truly extendedly laser focused on it, or do you get distracted easily? If you have diluted focus, you will get diluted results. What happens when you hit a tree 1,000 times in 1,000 different spots? Absolutely nothing. But what happens when you hit that tree in the exact same spot 1,000 times, day after day? It doesn't matter how big that tree is, you are going to bring it down. If you want to be successful, if you want to dominate in your area, you have to let everything else go except for the one thing you are pursuing. You can't chase 2 rabbits and catch both of them. You have to put your attention on one and go after it. Success comes not through diversification, but through concentration. You have to go all in on that one thing. You say you want to be great. You say you want to get to the next level, to be dominant. You say you want a promotion. You want to start your own business. You can talk about it all day. You talk entirely too much about your dream, too much about your goals. Enough talk. We don't need all that talking. We need execution. It's not about talking, it's about doing. Shut up, go to work, and show me. You're wasting time that could be spent on the grind. Just shut up and grind, and let your grind speak for you. You have to get to a point where you are so locked in, so centered, that you don't hear anything around you. All you hear is the dream saying, let's go, come on, one more class, one more embarrassment, one more hour, push, push, push. Don't stop. Narrow your focus to one idea and make it work. Stay focused on the goal. Stay committed. Not a shallow commitment, not one that's predicated upon external factors, but the commitment that asks, can I stay true to what I said I would do long after the mood I said it in has left? Make the decision right now that any price is worth it for you to make your family proud, to make your dream a reality. Stop negotiating with yourself. That constant negotiation you keep doing in your mind. Is this really where I'm supposed to be? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? It steals all your energy. It steals your focus. Successful and wealthy people have a subtle distinction. They don't look at the price, they look at the worth. Is this worth it? If you're constantly looking at the price tag, you'll eventually relent. You'll eventually give in. Stop negotiating the price. It's a freeing, powerful experience to totally commit to your business, to your fitness, to your goal. People around you might say it's costing too much, making you think maybe it is. But you have to be the one who says, no, it's worth it. On the other side of that suffering, on the other side of that sacrifice, on the other side of that laser focus is your dream. All the hell you're going through in the process is preparing you to make that dream a reality. It's a long grind, and it's totally worth it, because it's not about where you get, It's about who you become in the process of getting there. The thing you'll be most proud of is the fact that you lasted. The fact that you got up after you quit. The fact that you said, you know what? I did quit, but I'm getting back in. I innovated, I pivoted, I improved, I grew, I fought, I clawed, I competed, I won. It's Friday night and everyone's out partying. I love that. They're all getting wasted. I'm in here getting stronger for it. They'll wake up hungover. I'm going to wake up kicking ass before they even know what hit them. The choices we make lead to the difference between being remembered and being forgotten. Greatness never goes on sale. It never goes on discount. Nothing will ever be given to you. Everything will be earned. If you don't go out there and put in the work, put in the effort, one, you're not going to get the results. But two, and more importantly, you don't deserve them. You didn't earn them. Success is never on discount. You never see a Bentley commercial during Christmas. You never see Rolls-Royce begging, please come buy us. Why? Because when they make a Rolls-Royce, they make it one at a time, taking their time to handcraft it. It never goes on sale. The Bentley never goes on sale. And some of you in this room want your dream to go on sale. It's never going to happen. If you want to be average, they're giving average out for free. They have discounts on good. But if you want to be great, to be phenomenal, you have to pay with blood, sweat, and tears. And you have to pay that price every single day. There are no shortcuts to greatness. To be great, you have to be all in. You have to give 120%. You have to put forth maximum effort every single time. There are no days off. You have to be that one person who every day, whether it's raining, snowing, or sleeting, shows up and brings the energy it takes to function at the highest possible level. That's the person you have to be every day of your life. Champions aren't found on the podium with their hands raised. No, champions are found in the lab, in their studies, in the thousands of hours of hard work when no one is watching. That's what makes their will unstoppable. It's when you're in here and no one else is, pushing yourself harder than anyone, with no one around to see. Force yourself to suffer the discipline today so you will never suffer the pain of regret tomorrow. That right there is the spark that catches flame. Let's say you start a business and decide you are going to commit for 10 years. You have to understand that if 100 people started at the same time as you, after 1 year, have already quit. After 3 years, 95 have quit. After 8 or 9 years, only 1 or 2 of you are left. Just lasting long-term, sticking around long enough gives you a chance to win. You'd be amazed at how many people eventually give in because it just gets tougher and tougher. The price tag gets too high for most, and they sell out their dream. But for someone who really wants it badly, who is going to win, none of that stuff will get them off their path. You might not win today, but your efforts today, even the failures you feel today, are all contributing to that winning moment later on. And if you failed along the way, got knocked down, and found the strength to get back up and try that same endeavor again, finally finding yourself victorious, that is the sweetest victory of all. That builds a confidence that is unbreakable. Most people work the hardest while trying to reach the top. Once they make that first 100,000, that first million, they feel they have worked as hard as they can. But the great ones work even harder after they reach that milestone. Harder after they get famous. Harder after they build a big following. Harder after they get the promotion. Most people work hard to get things, but once they have them, they don't work as hard to keep or grow them. The great ones work even harder once they have what they want. You must have the mindset that you are not going to think like everybody else. It doesn't matter how smart you are, where you were born, or what you have. If you are willing to outwork everybody else, you can have and do whatever you want. You can achieve the absolute impossible. You don't need great parents or a private school education. You don't need a huge GPA. What you need is a straight-up, brutal work ethic. You have to be willing to outwork everybody in the world. I remember thinking, for the next 2 years, all I'm going to do is get good grades. I didn't date, I didn't party, I didn't drink, I literally didn't leave my dorm room. I worked. I put my head down for 2 years and I just worked. It's not enough to just execute. You have to start thinking on a different level. You have to set your standard to domination. Whatever job you're doing right now, your mission should be to dominate every other person you work with. It will never go your way if you're saying, today is good enough. But if you never accept good enough today, I promise you, tomorrow will always be more than enough. When good enough isn't enough for you, you can bet that tomorrow you'll finally have enough. Whether you like it or not, from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, most of us are at war with ourselves. And within that war, there are several battles. I'm not talking about a war in a coliseum. I'm talking about the war inside your brain. That war exists because life presents so many choices. And within those choices, you have to make the right decisions. You know that when the alarm goes off, you have a choice, wake up or don't. When you're in school, you know it's hard, so you choose not to study. You know you should eat healthy, but you don't have to. So guess what? When you fail, don't blame your mom, your dad, or your teachers. The only person you have to blame is yourself. Because in this day and age, if you aren't careful, you can slide down the path of least resistance. The path to weakness, fragility, and a total lack of control over your life. Most of us are waiting for a special feeling. Oh, I feel great this morning. I'm going to get out of bed and run 5 miles. If you're looking for that feeling, let me tell you one thing. It isn't coming. You have to learn to do things when you don't want to do them. You have to unleash that savage mentality on yourself, that animalistic drive. Do you think a savage cares how he or she feels? They just do it. Learn to be your best self when you're least motivated. Stop waiting for a feeling to control your life. You have an obstacle to overcome. So overcome it, regardless of what's going on. How do you win? You have to fight, struggle, scrap, and claw. You have to attack. You have to go. You must be the master of your mind and exercise mind control. Self-discipline is what separates the successful from the failures. You will face either the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. You get a reward for discipline. For regret, you get guilt. You are going to have to discipline yourself. It's painful to lift weights, but that pain produces muscle. So either you go through the pain of discipline to look, feel, and have certain things, or you will suffer the pain of regret. If you're stuck doing the same stupid things, you'll get the same stupid regrets. We are losing control. We're out of control. And here's the crazy part. All you have to do is look in the mirror. All you have to do is deal with yourself. Then you will get to a whole other level. I need you to take control over every single area of your life. We're not going to do it in 1 day or even 100 days. We're going to do it 1 day at a time, and you will gain control. Once you gain control over one area, you will blow up in every area, and then someday will become your everyday. I want you to wake up and win the morning. Win the minute, win the hour, win the day, win the week, win the month. The question is, are you going to win? Are you going to discipline yourself? Are you going to do what you have to do to be victorious? Or are you going to quit? Discipline says, keep your eye on the prize. Discipline says the prize is more important than the pain. Discipline is constantly performing the actions required to get the things you say you want. It's having the right actions, the right behavior, the right attitude. That's all it is. There are choices you have to make, and these choices have nothing to do with how you feel or what you want to do today. Every decision you make on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday must be in alignment with your dreams. Discipline means you dominate when you feel like it, and you dominate when you don't. It's hard. It's not easy. Every day you wake up, things will go wrong. Bad things will happen. You need to look at these as tests. The more tests you pass, the easier they become. There will be distractions. Your job is to discipline yourself to a point where these distractions don't pull you off track or you're able to manage them. If you can take all the days you feel like crap, the days you're distracted, the days you're pissed off and don't feel like doing anything, and still make them A+ productive days, how the hell can you lose? The answer is you can't. There's a war going on inside your head. Strength versus weakness, long-term success versus short-term gratification, building versus decaying. What's hard about this war is that both sides are you. It's you against you. If you wake up tomorrow and blame your failure on someone or something else, you have no reason to change. But if you wake up, look in the mirror and say, I am failing because of me, because of the decisions I make and the energy I put in, if you stop passing the blame, you will change. Because nobody likes to think of themselves as a failure. You have to win into the dark before you can win into the light. If you want to separate yourself and reach the next level, it's not about money or what you wear. Any of us can buy a car, but not all of us can get up in the morning and grind. When I wake up, I already have 40 texts waiting. Every one of them wants something. Everyone is a problem to solve. And you know what I say when I get out of bed? I'm the baddest on the planet. It doesn't matter what happens today. It doesn't matter if there's a fire, an earthquake, or a tornado. I'm getting my task done. And with that, I've passed the test. That's the difference between people who lose and people who win. They have a mentality that says, you are not going to throw me off track. It doesn't matter if it takes until 3:00 a.m., my list gets done. Every single day. All that hard work happens when no one is watching. There are no crowds, no cheering sections. It's just you against you. I look at myself like a block of stone. You have an image in your mind of exactly how you want to look, feel, and think. Every morning you don't want to get up. You don't want to go for that run or go to the gym, but each day you fight that urge and get up anyway. You chip away at another rough edge. And over time, that stone becomes the masterpiece you created it to be. There's no hack, bro. There is no life hack. The only way is to build your will. How? By doing it and doing it and doing it again. That's the hack. The hack is that it's going to suck. It's not going to be fun. Do something that sucks every single day of your life. That's how you grow. This is your mind. We forget that it's ours. We think it's some separate entity just walking us through life aimlessly. No, it is your mind. You must seize it and program it to do what you want it to do. Your brain is a muscle. You have to push it to a point of discomfort. You must do things when you don't want to do them. All those days you don't want to train, those are the days you must train. You have to find your best self when you are the least motivated. When you continue to move forward through hell, past your fears and insecurities, your brain becomes calloused. You'll be able to see things most people can't even comprehend because you never ran from the fight. You ran toward it. Savages win. The survival of the fittest. The baddest win. The people who pour themselves into personal development win. The people who wake up every day and try to win, day after day after day, those are the people who build. Those are the people who win. The people who don't win are the ones who say, I'm not feeling it today. None of us feel like it. There isn't a single day in my life I've woken up and felt like doing what I've done. That's why I am where I am. Every day, you will be required to do things you really don't feel like doing. If you can build your discipline, your mental toughness, and your fortitude to a place where you can execute at a high level on the tasks you don't want to do, now you're someone to be dealt with. All it is showing up every day, doing what you're supposed to do, going to bed, and repeating that process for as long as it takes, making sure no distractions, no bullshit, and no people get in your way. You have to have the attitude of a warrior to become successful. It is not easy. It's not for everybody. It takes more than what everyone else is willing to give, which is why almost nobody has it. But if you can teach yourself to be disciplined and to not quit, you cannot lose. As long as you keep going, you will get where you want to go. When you wake up, a part of you says, oh, just go back to sleep. And that other voice, the one that says, no, you need to get up, has gotten quieter because you've pushed it away. We don't have someone there to keep us in line and give us a good, swift kick in the ass when we slack off. No one is coming to save you. The only person who will make a drastic change in your life, physically, mentally, emotionally, the only person who will dig you out of your hole is you. You have to do it for yourself. Talk equals regrets. Action equals results. People, situations, and circumstances don't control you. They might affect you temporarily, but it's up to you whether you allow them to control you. You control you. Too many people look for a scapegoat to pass the blame for their lack of progress when they should be looking in the mirror and asking themselves, have I done the work? The mind will trick you saying, just sleep in today, you deserve it. Sometimes you don't. I've worked too hard. You really haven't. This isn't up to anybody else. This is up to you. You can't be in cruise control. You can't let your mind be in cruise control. You have to be aware of what you're thinking. We have to be our own sergeant, holding ourselves to the highest standards and allowing no slack. That is discipline. Envision what it feels like when you're done. After you've worked out or held the line on your diet or pushed through a monotonous project. Then, by contrast, envision how you will feel later when you let your discipline slack, when you feel weak and know you're falling behind. Ask yourself which one you want to feel in 10 minutes, in half an hour, when the task is done. Remember what that feels like. And remember that those minutes and hours turn into weeks, months, and years. Holding the line in those critical moments will put you in an infinitely better place. So work through the weakness, fight through the temptation. Hold the line. It is not easy, but it is worth it. You have to do something to get control of your brain. I don't care how you do it. Set an alarm every 45 minutes to audit your thoughts. What is influencing you? Control what influences you. Control the things you think about. You can control how you feel, what you think, and you can definitely control what you do. I write down my tasks like a general writing orders for the day. This is what we're going to do. Here's the plan. Then the soldier in me receives those orders. The soldier sees them, reads them, and then the soldier executes. The soldier doesn't ask questions, doesn't complain, and doesn't hesitate. The soldier executes. You have to get that soldier part of your brain working. You need to separate and clearly understand those two parts of your brain, the general and the soldier. When they do what they're supposed to do, you have a united front, an unstoppable force. That is how wars are won. You must be the master of your mind. I want you to decide, I am going to become disciplined. That should be your only goal. Because if you develop the ability to say no to nights out, to say no to alcohol, to say, I'm not eating that because I'm working on this. If you develop discipline at that basic level, how different will your life look a year from now? What could you accomplish? How much of a difference will it make? How many times have you told yourself you're going to get serious about your business, your career, or a project? How different would your body look if you had done what you said you would 3 or 4 years ago? What would you feel like now? Think about that in every area of your life, your fitness, your business, your relationships. What would your life look like if you could remove the power of external circumstances from your decision-making? What could you be if you worked as hard as you possibly could, if you started lining up tasks and smashing them? I don't know where it will end up, but let's find out. Let's find out where it goes when you implement discipline and start getting after it. You own the most priceless environment, your mind. All the successful people you see, the ones building multi-million-dollar careers and businesses, they've all figured out one thing. They know how to get themselves up and moving when they don't feel like it. And it always comes down to discipline. Discipline is the ability to give yourself a command and then follow it. Some of you are a slave to your vices, a slave to the things you like. You have absolutely no control. It's all on you. Nobody cares what you're going through or how your body feels. We have to do our job. I just want to beat me. I don't care about anyone else. I'm in a battle with the only person I want to beat, and that's myself. If I can continue to outdo the me from the day before, then I'm ahead. I want you to see how far you can go. It's all about building mental armor through discipline and repetition. You do the same thing you don't want to do over and over. Your mind gets used to it thinking, okay, we suffer every day. It's what we do. We do stuff that sucks. Then when the truly hard things come, you're ready for them. Every day I'm fighting where my mind wants to go. Everybody likes the idea of success. Everyone wants millions in their bank account. But they don't love the idea of going through the day-to-day actions of building it. You like the idea of success only as long as it's easy, as long as it doesn't require you to do things you don't feel like doing. So what's your excuse? Is it too cold? Too hot? Does it rain too much? If you're allowing people and things to rent space in your head, you're losing. You have to understand that your greatest commodity isn't your shoes, your car, or your clothes. It's your mind. You have to control it. You need to be aggressive, demanding, and decisive. You need to be in control. You get control when you stop letting life control you. When a tragedy or a trial doesn't make you quit. If you wake up having a bad day, you must learn to control your emotions, not let them control you. You're not a child anymore. You drive your emotions. You can't control the rain or the snow, but you can control what you can control. Going to bed, getting up, being on time, showing up, doing your homework, your attitude. You can control doing what you say you're going to do. You want to be a winner? You want to stop losing? Then stop being lazy. Stop waiting for things to come to you. You have to move every single day. If you get to a point where you're down, exhausted, or not feeling it, you can stop right there and change your mood. Nothing controls you. You push you, you move you. You control your feelings. Don't let your feelings control your moves. You're driving in third gear when you have six. I challenge you to push it to the max. Give it everything you've got. Why don't you make this the last day of your life that you ever tolerate mediocrity from yourself again? Make a real decision to change, because that's what champions do. They make a list of what they're going to do, and then they do it. Tell yourself the truth, and the truth is, I'm not happy with where I'm at. I can do more. I can be in better shape. I can work harder. If you believe that to be true, you have to find more discipline. Or rather, discipline will find you. It will wake you up in the morning.